We're about 3 years removed, if y'all remember, from these ladies being treated like trash. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when it was videos being posted, particularly during COVID, where the men had these weight room facilities and the women just had a few dumbbells? Remember that? When the women were being treated like second-class citizens, not afforded what Title IX warranted them to have, which was same equitable treatment to the men. Remember all of that? Times have changed now. Times have changed. You see these women in this notoriety. You see the level of pub that they're getting. Now, this might upset a bunch of people, particularly people in the black community. I would strongly suggest you get over it. You have Caitlin Clark to thank for that. Because you see, Dawn Staley was winning when that was happening. UConn women's were winning when that was happening. What's changed, ladies and gentlemen? LSU was winning when that was happening. What changed, ladies and gentlemen? You know what changed? Caitlin Clark changed. That's why. 9.9 million viewers last year. 12.3 million viewers this year in the Elite Eight, LSU versus Iowa. Not to mention the game peaked at 16 million. ESPN carries the game. You have any idea what women's basketball at the collegiate level has done for ESPN? Has done for the networks? Has done for the sports world? It's about gratitude. It ain't about carving out or sparsing out the fact that one girl did it when others should have. Yes, Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper and Maya Moore and Shamika Holdsclaw and all of these ladies before Caitlin Clark should have been enough, including Diana Taurasi or Sue Bird or the four-time champion that was Breonna Stewart or a Cheryl Miller back in the day. The list goes on and on. Yes, they should have, they should have, they should have. They were worthy, they deserve it, true. But in the end, none of this happened until Caitlin Clark came along. Now, Title IX preceded her. And so as a result, you had to give them some television exposure. You had to give them an opportunity to market their brand the way you allowed the men to do so. All of that is true. But what is inescapable is that, Lord, how things have changed so quickly. You can bring up the transfer portal. That's not really applicable when you're thinking about women's basketball. Not to say that people haven't transferred, but you know what I'm saying. You could bring up NIL. That certainly plays a role. But in the end, what it comes down to is this. There's some attractive, impressive athleticism and basketball being played by females on the collegiate level, and it is led by Caitlin Clark. The NBA had great athletes. The NBA had talent. But there was something different about Bird and Magic. One was blue collar and white. The other was Showtime and black. And Commissioner David Stern at the time of the NBA, along with Nike or Converse before that and all of these other places, marketed the living hell out of it. They marketed the individual. Even though Boston and LA were marketable, it was through the lens of two individuals. You always have to have a person that's front and center, able to market your product and your brand. That's what you have to do. And when you do that, it propels you to another height. That is what transpired with women's college basketball. And that is why they should be applauded for what they have pulled off. The world, it took you long enough, damn it. But it seems like you've caught wind. And now the ladies don't go backwards. It's Caitlin Clark tonight. It's Paige Beckett's next year. And the list can go on and on and on.